Yep. Oh, that was so much fun.
Hey, everybody. So this is Behind the Sermon with Steve and Sean, and we...
Except it's actually before the sermon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. We're calling it before
uh,
the sermon because this is what's coming up next. So so you just finished Ephesians 5. And next week it's Ephesians 6, right?
Think so.
You're going to be talking about that. What's waiting in Ephesians 6 for us?
Yeah, thank you. A lot. So in Ephesians 6, we're going to start right off with parents and children.
Okay.
Let me come back to that in a second. Then we're going to go to, this is interesting, slaves, which relates in our context more to like at work. All right.
Okay.
Where you have a boss and whatever. And then we go into the spiritual warfare thing and the weapons of our warfare, the helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness and all that. That's really good stuff. So it's a great chapter waiting for us. But we're going to kick it off next week with parents and children. So, man, this is another thing. It's just like doing husbands and wives. I feel like I should spend months on parents and children because there is such a need to help people construct how do I do parenting, what's involved in parenting, what do I expect of my children, et cetera, et cetera. Child discipline. There's so many things you could cover there. And I'd kind of like to because, man, the American family is kind of beat up, right?
A little bit.
Not many people come to Christ with a background in a strong family where they saw godly parenting modeled and they kind of learned it by osmosis or something.
Right.
So there's just a lot of learning to do. But again, I think it's like the same thing I said about husbands and wives. I'm not the Christian therapist kind of guy. I'm not a Christian counselor guy. I'm an expositor of the word guy. So there's not a lot in the text about how to actually do parenting.
Right, the
It's
specifics
just
of it.
raise them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord, period. And then we go on to slaves. So I'm going to have to really wrestle with, I'm going to have to really debate how much do I try to go into. But I know I want to go into this. So you probably know, how do I go into this, not create trouble for people who it's going to create trouble for some people. So we have an almost anti-child culture going on. It's this thing about the replacement rate. To replace ourselves, we have to have 2.1 kids. So a whole lot of people need 3 kids just to replace ourselves. And there are important reasons why we need to replace ourselves. Kingdom reasons why we want to do that. Yeah. We're at 1.6 or 7 in America. So more people need to have more kids. I want to spend some time on that from a kingdom vantage point. Like, what does the Bible say about children and how wonderful they are, and try to encourage people to have more children? How do I do that without making people mad at me, without making people feel bad?
I don't think that's possible because the culture really is against lots and lots of kids and big families right now.
So it might be challenging, huh?
I think it would.
I know there'll be people in our assembly with big families going, yeah, fine. All right, I think we're out of time. Thanks, Sean.
Preach it, Pastor. You're welcome. I'll see you, Steve.
See you.